Hey there, wedding friends. Today I'm going to be sharing my all-time favorite bridesmaid poses. These are the poses that I go to time and time again at every single wedding, and they are sure to capture the magic of friendship and happiness on a wedding day. I always have these go-to poses in my head on a wedding day because, let's face it, weddings can be stressful and crazy, and just having these poses in my head helps keep me calm and organized on a wedding day. So let's dive right into my trusty list of bridesmaid poses. So when it comes time to capture the bridesmaid, I always start with a simple classic pose. I ask the bridesmaids to stand in a straight line, and I ask that their feet create a line so they can look down at their feet and adjust themselves. And then I ask them to hold their bouquets right at belly button level. I find a lot of bridesmaids tend to start lifting their bouquet up like this, and kind of, you can hide behind the bouquet. But if I ask them to place the bouquet at belly button level, then you can see the top of their dress, and it's just a really flattering pose. For this type of shot, I usually opt for a location in open shade, and I try to find a very nice background that will complement the ladies. Once I have that standard shot, I like to switch things around a little bit so that I create a little bit of variety. I'll ask the bridesmaids to talk to each other, share a joke, and let out some genuine laughter. This might feel a bit silly for people, but trust me, in the photos, it can look amazing. When I photograph this, I will start out shooting a wide shot, and then I will capture a nice vertical shot, so full body shots of all the bridesmaids. After I'm certain that I've captured good expressions. Oh, there's my cat. After I'm certain that I've captured good expressions, I will move off to the side and I will capture the bride laughing to her bridesmaids at different angles. When I'm snapping away, I'm always thinking about the album spreads and how these photos are going to pair with each other on a spread. So I like to incorporate some detail shots of the flowers so that the couple can place those in the album spread, and it just adds a little bit of variety and looks really pretty. For those detail shots, I like to use either my 50mm lens or my 85, and I'll usually shoot with a wider aperture around 2.5, and I will capture the bouquets like straight on, and then I'll also capture them from various angles. After I'm done capturing the details, I will ask the bridesmaids to lean in a little bit closer in towards the bride and smile at the camera. If I'm running out of time after this point, I will move on to individual shots of the bride with each bridesmaid. I make sure to capture a full body shot of each of these combos, as well as a closer up portrait. I'll also encourage them to interact and have some fun, and these type of photos just are really sweet. So often that is where I will finish off with the bridesmaids. I find often I don't get that much time to capture the bridesmaids, and that is kind of like the bare minimum that I like to have. Now, if time permits and the bridesmaids are up to it, we can do some more creative poses. I love doing walking shots for bridesmaids. That is an easy one. It adds a little bit more movement to the photos, a little more variety, and it looks really good. When the bridesmaids are walking, I ask them to look and smile at each other. And then the people on the ends, ask them to look in towards the center of the group, and it looks really good. Another favorite of mine is to have the girls separate and have them pose differently. So for example, you could have a couple of the bridesmaids sitting, some could be standing, some could be leaning on something. Depending on what the environment is, you can pose them to fit the environment. This variation in posing is just a little bit more creative, and it can also help express the personality of the bridesmaids a little better. So sometimes for larger bridal parties, I've asked the bridesmaids to form a tunnel. So I'll ask them to form 2 lines, and then I will ask the bride to run through the middle of the tunnel. This is a fun and memorable type of pose that always gets a great reaction from people. And there's a more recent trend of bridesmaids using their flowers to frame the bride's face. I think this is such a pretty, creative, and fun shot that can add a little bit of whimsy to a wedding album. There are so many different ways you can pose bridesmaids. Those are my favorites. But if you happen to have a bridesmaid pose that you really like, please let me know below. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more tips and inspiration, and I will see you next time. Bye. Bye.